Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome everyone here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Wade, and we are here on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. We are covering over 5 million households here in the greater Los Angeles, and we are affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. Today, I have an amazing guest for you, and his name is Tony Dreammaker Dody. He is featured in Forbes, ABC, Fox, and CBS News. He's a super connector, mentor, and a business consultant, international speaker, philanthropist, award-winning executive producer, showrunner, featured talent on Amazon Prime, NASDAQ opening bell ringing ceremony participant, and his motto is, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." Yes. Welcome, Tony. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having us. We appreciate it so much.
Yes, and next to you, we have Christine Connell, who is the founder of the Rewired Mind, transforms lives with her innovative neuroscience-based method, specializing in mindset mastery and emotional elevation. She works with private and corporate clients to accelerate change and achieve goals. Christine will be featured in the film The Frequency of Miracles, exploring the blend of science, ancient wisdom, and spirituality. She also appears in the 2023 documentary Beyond Limitations and is a best-selling author and speaker. Christine's global impact includes private coaching, public speaking, and media engagements, highlighting her commitment to addressing mental health challenges and promoting empowerment. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here and to meet you and see all the projects you're working on as well.
Thank you. Well, I am so grateful for Jonathan Breer for bringing you both here, and I'm really excited to learn more about you, Tony. Can you give us some background in terms of what you have done in the past and how you got to where you are now?
First and foremost, thank you again for having. And it's nice to finally meet you in person. We've had several lovely calls. And thank you, Jonathan, wonderful cast member, dear friend, for putting us together. And first and foremost, my gorgeous wife, I'm going to break the fourth wall like Deadpool, is right there. I want to pay homage to her. I love her so much. And she's a big reason why I do what I do. And also this person to the right of me, which we'll chat about here shortly. But, you know, my story is interesting. So, basically, for 20 years, September 23rd, 2004 was 20 years. I've been in the industry of just putting people together, connecting people, helping people's dreams to come true. Some years back, not quite a decade ago, on a big call, I helped a bunch of people become best-selling authors and get their books published and all that. And they said, "You're a dream maker," right? So this moniker, Tony Dreammaker Dody, right? It just kind of stuck, right? And I said, okay, I'm Italian. I've been called worse, right? Just don't call me late for dinner, right? But it's one of those things that I truly feel that, we all know the famous book by Simon, It Starts with Why, but I believe really it happens with how, right? But who gives you the how? So when you think about it, they use the whole analogy, right? It's who you know, right? I mean, in a very nicer kind of way of putting it, it's really building a relationship with the people. Everybody's a genius in their own sphere of influence. Everybody has a gorgeous gift, right? Whether it's the all-star baseball player or the mechanic, right? Or whoever it might be, right? So when you look at your life, I tell people your business, your brand, as basically a baseball diamond, and you're the pitcher of your life, right? Because you get to make the decisions. And at the end of the day, when you do that, right, you don't have a team of 9 pitchers. You don't win a World Series that way. Even if the 9 greatest players ever, you have a team of 9 people that are very, very different at what they do, but they're the best at what they do. And you might be one, Golden Glove first baseman away or shortstop away from winning that World Series together. So the calls I get whether it's, hey, we're going to put together this phenomenal trilogy of movies called The Frequency of Miracles. We're going to continue with The Secret Started. We were just with Marie Diamond, and I said 16 years ago, and she's laughing. She's like, I think that was like 18 years ago, and we're going to continue their work, right, to, hey, Usain Bolt, unfortunately, tore his Achilles, right, and we need someone to carry the Olympic torch, right, and I get the call for things like that, and it's an honor. And so it's just really filling the gap, right, of whatever somebody needs, because, the who gives you the how. And that's what we get to do. And I'm very excited about this whole new set of movies here. We're working on about 9 movies total, but this trilogy is just unbelievable. I mean, we have everybody in this film from, Dr. Joe Vitale from The Secret to Marie Diamond, just filmed, oh my gosh, Bruce Lipton recently, who's the father of modern-day epigenetics, the Marissa Peer. All these amazing human beings, right, are in this film. Michael Beckwith from The Secret. And we're adding so many more. And we're filming more this week. John Gray, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, right? Marcia Schummel, New York Times bestselling author, also in The Secret. To watch the evolution of where consciousness has come from in this very short period of time, where now manifesting is coming like a common phrase, where people are getting to understand that they really could create their realities, basically just acting, in coherence with what they want to bring to fruition, and that there's a science there, and it's not woo-woo anymore. There's science meets spirituality, and that's what we're doing with these films, and we're very happy to have some big box distribution with it too, so the masses can see it.
Wow, what an accomplishment! I'm overwhelmed.
Thank you.
Well, so where are you in the United States? Is this where you live, or do you?
We are. I mean, we're kind of everywhere lots of times.
Okay.
Just we was in Paris several times, but we are originally from New Jersey and New York. We've been down in South Florida for about 6 years, between Fort Lauderdale and Miami. We love it. It's a little warmer down there. I'm wearing a pea coat here. I haven't worn a pea coat in Elevink yet in Miami. And it's one of those things that, we get to travel a lot and do a lot, which is great. So we kind of, have these various places where we are, but really, I say home's where the heart is, right? But sometimes it feels good to sleep in your own bed.
Okay, awesome. Now, Christine, how did it all start for you?
Well, that's a really interesting question. And it was an unexpected start for me because I was married with children, just a stay-at-home mom, hadn't worked in years. I was always in event planning and kind of just, a networker at heart. I love to make connections as well, just kind of like Tony does. And I was exposed in my home. I started to feel really unwell, and I just didn't know myself anymore. So I started to go on this journey, doctors, functional medicine, traditional acupuncture. I did everything. And come to find out, I was exposed to neurotoxic mold. And I was sick, and my children were sick, and the traditional model wasn't supportive of that at the time. And I started to follow this guy it was 2014, 2015, that was just kind of coming out with some concepts and talking about his exposure to mold. And I just really rapidly followed him, and his name is Dave Asprey. And he was beginning the biohacking movement. Mm-hmm. And so I diligently started to follow his protocols and the supplements and the removing of things. And through that process, really came to understand that I had some deeper things I needed to heal, and got better, went through a divorce because of that, and was really emotionally destabilized. But when I moved into 4 other homes that had neurotoxic mold in it, I started to realize, hey, maybe there's something to this. Maybe I have some influence here. So I started to look at the manifestation process from a place of maybe there's something to be healed here. So I came into the place of looking at how I'm creating things and how I am unconsciously creating things to my detriment. And I started to study voraciously hypnosis, subconscious programming, ancestral trauma, and came to learn about the programs and systems that were running behind the scenes. And I started to work with practitioners that helped me heal myself, and then organically came through the process of working with young children in my community just for free that were friends with my kids, and got such great success rates that I worked with the parents, and so on and so forth. And then now I've been invited to speak around the world on stages about sustainability of your internal climate, not the climate out there, but who are you being in your life, and is it sustainable?
Wow. Now, how did you guys connect, the two of you?
You want me to start? It's, we joke, I call her my work wife, right? But we met at a time that I really, really needed that. I was praying to God that I needed that person. I needed the proverbial joke, where were you when the boat and the plane and everything was there to come rescue when the flood was coming, right? Mm-hmm. So I paid attention to that, right? I married my beautiful dream girl, and we were traveling a lot for the first 2 years of marriage, and was in a car, small little vehicle, got hit from behind, ended up being in bed for a year, ended up going through about a 5.5 year healing journey. And I meet this dear person when we moved to South Florida, when I got myself to the point through different modalities where I was well enough to actually get on a plane and physically move, but I still wasn't at that point where I needed to be. I wasn't great. And I met her after having done lots of different modalities, PRP, stem cells, and I was grateful for the stem cells. And I met her by, again, what I call happenstance, or what Dr. Wayne Dyer would say coincidence, which is what two coinciding angles meant to be. Mm-hmm. And we almost went home that night, and I wanted to take my lovely wife, who was holding me at that time health-wise, to go around a little walk by the river.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's just a start. Yeah. And so don't go away. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back, and we're going to learn more about the movies that they are making right now.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.